Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching this video. Today we're going to start removing the engine from this 1950 Chevrolet truck. In this video I'm not going to show you all the mechanical process of removing the engine, but I'm going to show you the points where you need to unbolt to get the engine out to start your IFS project. Let's get started.
So I have the engine out, and I'm going to show you the 3 points, the motor mounts where you take it loose to get it out. First is right at the front, right below the pulley on the front of the engine. There's a motor mount with a bolt on each side. One on that side also. Those bolts actually bolt to the front cross member, if that's what you want to call it, to hold the engine in with the motor mount. The other mounts are on the rear, or actually on the transmission. It's just a steel with rubber mount, and there's a bolt that bolts right here, right down in that hole there. So there's one on each side. So this is the actual passenger side. Those actually bolt into this cross member to hold the transmission in. I guess you would call that the transmission cross member. What I'll do next is I'll take a plumb bob and put it up here for reference and let it drop down so we can find, you know, exactly where the axle is sitting at. So it'll probably make a mark probably somewhere about there, and we'll do that on each side, so you know we'll be able to put the axle back or line the cross member up when we weld in the Mustang 2 independent suspension cross member. We can weld it in and use that as a reference, so we'll have the axle sitting on the same plane that it was. I almost forgot this part of it, but on the tail shaft of the transmission you have 4 bolts, you know, top or bottom, top bottom on each side, and you undo those because you have like a torque tube. This actually goes into like a torque tube, if that's what you want to call it, and because it doesn't have a drive shaft on these year model trucks, so that's how you unbolt it from that. You just, you know, do your four bolts, and then it'll separate. And you can see that from the rear where your 4 bolts go into. You need a 1/2 inch wrench to get it out. You probably need like a long extension to get past the actual cross member that these motor mounts are. Well, no, actually not. That's actually, I'm telling you wrong. So there's actually another cross member that goes from both frame rails, and let me show you that. You can see it back here. It's going across. So what I had to do is get an extension, or the actual, you know, the truck owner stopped by to help me, so he did it. He unbolted it from the back, but he had to go behind this with an extension to get to the bottom ones, because otherwise you had to do it with like a box end or open end wrench, and it takes a long time. Last but not least, you have to undo all your linkages for the gear shifter and the clutch linkages and all that to get the engine out, because all that's connected. Also the speedometer cable, you know, all that has to come out, of course, but that's basically how we got it out, you know. And of course we went ahead and took the exhaust pipe down so we could you know, get it out of our way. You could either cut it or do whatever, so we just decided to just take it down. So anyways, catch the next video, because it's going to be in sequence. I'm going to try to post them in sequence. So the next video will be about, you know, cleaning. Well, I won't show you the actual cleaning up of the actual frame rails and all that stuff. I'm gonna have the truck owner's gonna come in and clean all that up, and then I'm gonna go to you know, welding the actual cross member in. So catch us on the next video for that.